Congratulations, Canadian. Inflation in Canada has come down to 2.5%, the lowest since March 2021. So it's a big news for sure, right? And our dearest finance minister, our deputy PM, Chrystia Freeland, has put out this tweet congratulating Canadians and saying this is a good news. This is a good news that inflation is down to 2.5%, and Bank of Canada has already cut twice. This means they're going to further cut rates in September, and this shows our economic plan is working. Okay, you let me know, put your comments down below. Is the economic plan working for you? Are you able to afford gas, food, clothing, house, shelter? Are you able to afford all of these things? Let me know in the comment section. Just for you to understand, inflation is rate of change. Okay, it's a rate of change of price increase. This means 2.5 means we are comparing the price of goods and services from July 2024 to July 2023. And we are seeing the difference. What were the prices back in 2023 in July and what the prices are in July 2024? This comparison shows that it is still climbing up 2.5% at an aggregate level. Now, some stuff is still going up, like shelter. Okay, compared to previous month, it is coming down, but still 5.4%, much higher from a shelter inflation perspective. Again, people will claim that this is because of the interest rate. It may or may not. Okay, the mortgage payments, yes, but the shelter is not impacted because of the interest rate. Shelter inflation from a rent perspective, it's a demand and supply problem. Okay, so if you look at this chart, you will see some stuff is outright deflation, like home renovations. Okay, clothing and footwear. Now you tell me in the summer, if nobody is renovating their house, their kitchen, their bathroom, okay, not spending money on clothing and footwear, the school time is going to start. What does it tell you? It tells you the economy is completely at the bottom. People have no money to spend. Okay, the discretionary spending is completely wiped out. Okay, that shows the economy is literally contracting. Okay, the only reason why we're seeing GDP in positive is because of the government fiscal spending. Okay, they will make it look like positive and show you that economic plan is working, but in reality it is not. Okay, so what's going to happen? Definitely Bank of Canada is going to cut rates. Okay, this chart, if you look at this, you can see the difference between the interest rate from the Bank of Canada's perspective and the CPI. It's quite a big difference, and a lot of hedge fund owners and bankers and traders are actually yelling for rate cuts because, of course, this is going to help them. But I think why Bank of Canada is so reluctant is because of the currency depreciation. Okay, Canadian dollar is already trading at 72 cents compared to USD. Okay, it is still kind of hovering around that level. And I was telling you that the moment Bank of Canada start cutting rates and as the difference of interest rate going to go up between US Federal Reserve and Bank of Canada, there will be a pressure on Canadian dollar. Why Canadian dollar did not go down is because US dollar is getting weaker on DXY. DXY is the index where you compare US dollar against, I think, 5 major currencies in the world. Canadian dollar is not one of them, but US dollar in itself is getting weaker at DXY, I think because the Japanese yen is getting stronger because of what happened in the yen carry trade debacle. So that's the reason why we did not see Canadian dollar went down. But if we still start cutting rates aggressively, like some people are calling for 50 basis point cut, okay, sure, we can do it, but can we afford in terms of the currency depreciation? Because it's a double-edged sword, right? Okay, if you don't cut the rates aggressively, it's going to push economy into recession. Some will argue the economy is already in recession, but on a technical level, we still have GDP in positive. If we start cutting rates aggressively, this is going to put the pressure on Canadian dollar. If the currency gets weaker, everything we import is going to be expensive. Okay, it can help our exports to some extent, but the oil prices are not strong. So I don't think this will help us in any shape or form. Maybe to some extent, but not holistically. But if whatever the stuff we import, it's going to be expensive. So this will provide the inflationary pressure from other angle. Okay, so we are at a very, very rock and hard place. Especially Bank of Canada is stuck at the rock and hard place because they have to walk on a very tight rope. If they start cutting rates aggressively, this is going to put Canadian dollar further down against USD, which will make imports expensive. Of course, it's going to make things inflationary in the economy. If we don't, it's going to push us into recession, and this will further hurt businesses, delinquencies, job losses, unemployment. It's not it's not a good place to be in, to be honest. I don't know what's the right strategy. Okay, they have to find a balance in terms of how they can kind of keep everything in balance, which is very tough, very tough. Anyway, you let me know what you think about that. Put your comments down below, and yeah, we'll see how things will go on. They will be meeting by Bank of Canada in September 4th in 2 weeks, but before that we're going to have another GDP data. So we'll see how the GDP data is going to go up, and then we'll see how Bank of Canada is going to react towards it. Okay, let me know what you think about that, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.